Today, in this video, we are going to discuss basic concepts related to essay writing, which will act as a guidelines for students appearing for PUMAT 2020 fall session. Let's try to understand what exactly an essay is. Before we start writing the essay, you have to understand what is the actual objective of an essay. An essay is the great analytical and critical thinking form. It is designed to answer a set questions in a concise, targeted writing format to effectively communicate our ideas. Now, thematic essay writing can be defined as any writing in which a central theme is developed by the author using literary devices. So, why should we use literary devices? These literary devices can be a wee bit intimidating, but actually, they are just the narrative techniques that add texture, energy, and excitement to the narrative, grip the audience or the reader's imagination, and convey information. That's why when we use literary devices, we add depth, paint a picture, evoke emotional response, and it makes the essay interesting too. And there are numerous kind of literary devices that can be used. Among them, I have listed down some of the few common ones which are usually used, and it might be easier for you guys to make your essay more interesting. So one is metaphor, where the ideas, actions, or objects are described in non-literal terms. Similarly, simile is a type of metaphor in which an object, idea, character is compared to others. Hyperbole is something where you exaggerate the emotions to have the dramatic effect. Personification is when you give the living being characteristic to the non-living elements. So, these imagery where you paint the picture and try to give some realistic feel to your audience. So these are the uses of literary devices. Now let's concentrate on the tips for essay writing. You need to break the whole question down into mini points that can be covered one at a time. Think of a case that you would want to make. Think of the separate arguments that would go to making your case. Search for evidence for and against your arguments, and make sure that you have evidence for each argument. That is really important. So these are the basic tips. If you follow for writing your essay will stand out. Now let's understand the parts of a thematic essay, and it is quite similar to any regular essay. That is, it is going to have introduction, a body part, and a conclusion. So when I talk about introduction, body, and conclusion, usually it consists of around 5 paragraphs altogether. So introductory paragraph presents 5% of the total length, and here the students are expected to comment on the title or the theme of the essay, define or explain any ambiguous terms in the title, and direct the reader by stating which aspects of the topic you intend to cover and why. So these are the basic factors you will be considering while you write your introductory paragraph. Besides these factors, when you start your writing, please be sure of the purpose of your write-up. Why you are writing it, that is really important. You need to have a central theme that will build your paper around. Okay, so about what you are going to talk, and then narrative hook. Narrative hook is another interesting concept which has to be accommodated in your introduction paragraph so as to grab the attention of your reader. You want to ensure that your essay is read till the end, and if you want to ensure that all your readers are interested till the end, you have to include narrative hook. So what is it? It is just the way to engage your readers to continue reading, and it comprises of factors like using curiosity to keep them wondering, starting with a critical moment, creating a visual for the reader, introducing an interesting character, and even making readers wonder like what would be coming in the upcoming paragraphs by making them think of different conflict, protagonist, antagonist. So once you have done these in your introduction paragraph, then we move to the body or the main argument. And it is a part where you will be presenting a case or your case. It can be of around 80% of your total length of the essay, and each paragraph, which is usually minimum 3 paragraphs, will be there in the body part of the essay, and it should contain one big idea, and you will be introducing that idea, you will be defining that idea, you will be offering arguments in favor or in against, whatever is your take, then offer evidence and discuss and make a final point. Besides these, so what do you have to understand is one paragraph is going to consist of what all elements? It is going to talk about what the paragraph is about, what exactly does it mean, and what is your argument in relation to that or in relation with the question, what is your evidence which supports that argument and what does it mean, and you will be making a final point in relation to the question. So that will complete your one paragraph. So similar or such 3 paragraphs are going to be there in your body part. 3 is the general or a generic requirement. If your theme is very deep, maybe you would be going for more than 3 paragraphs as well. But just take care of the structure that your paragraph should follow. And lastly, your concluding paragraph. So what you will be doing in your concluding paragraph is you will be restating your arguments, whatever you have given. Then you will be restating your main point. Please remember not to introduce any new evidence in your concluding paragraph. You can, of course, make recommendations, and you should prove that you have answered the whole question. Usually, the concluding paragraph can be of 10 to 15% of the length of an essay, and it should be a very impactful one, because that is the thought with which your audience is going to leave your essay. So it needs to have or make a vivid image or vivid impact on the audience. So before you start writing, let's consider this 3-step process. Once you have clear idea about what your essay is about and what you are going to write, then you have to plan, start your write-up, and revise. Do not take revising lightly. When you plan your essay, think about what, why, analyze the situation, everything. When you are writing, concentrate on your audience, who is going to read your essay and what might be interesting to them. And when you are revising, ensure that your essay is error-free. There should not be grammatical errors, spelling errors, structural errors. So if you take care of this, you are good to go. So I would like to wrap up by saying that when building an essay, think like a lawyer prosecuting or defending a client. You need to have a case. Just by claiming certain things, your ideas are not going to be accepted. So look for the evidence to prove your thesis statement, as well as do not miss out the evidence required to counter what the other party will say. Now that is really important. Not only what you think is right, but how the other party might counter your arguments. Think from that perspective and answer even those or prepare even those counter answers in your essay beforehand. So this will definitely help you to be better at essay writing. All the best for your PUMAT. Thank you.